Pathologist whose autopsy results are at the center of a public inquiry gets his chance to explain himself today. Dr. Charles Smith made mistakes in almost half the cases he investigated between 1991 and 2001. And some of those errors led to false accusations and criminal convictions. The CBC's Neil Coxall is outside the inquiry and joins us now live. Neil?
Good morning, Suhanna. Well, hours and hours of testimony, more than 40 witnesses here at this inquiry. But really, Dr. Charles Smith is the witness for this inquiry, certainly for the people who were falsely accused or wrongly imprisoned because of Dr. Charles Smith's work. They have been pushing for his appearance here, and this will be their first chance to hear how the doctor explains himself. Dr. Charles Smith has been in many courtrooms over the years, but he's yet to testify at the inquiry into his own work. He already has made some of his thoughts known. An apology read by his lawyer came last November at the start of testimony.
He made a number of mistakes for which he is truly sorry. Dr. Smith sincerely regrets these mistakes and apologizes to all who may have been affected by his errors.
Like a simple I'm sorry just ain't going to cut it. Not with me anyway.
William Mullins Johnson was just one person whose life changed because of Smith's errors. Last year, the Ontario Court of Appeal acquitted Mullins Johnson in the death of his 4-year-old niece, Valen. He spent 12 years in prison before that acquittal came. While he was in prison, Smith continued working. For more than 2 decades, he was seen as the star forensic pathologist in Ontario, and despite serious concern about Smith's accuracy coming as early as 1991, 14 years before he left the job, his bosses at the Ontario Coroner's Office continued to support him.
It distresses me tremendously to think that during my watch and during my time that these things happen, and I really do apologize for the miscarriages of justice.
At the time, though, Smith seemed to be on a crusade for justice.
People will know that if they injure a child needlessly, they're going to be confronted by it and confronted in the courts of this province.
Today on the stand, it will be Smith facing confrontation. And Suhanna, the confrontation will not just be a one-day event. Smith will be speaking on the stand today, but likely for several days, likely for the entirety of this week.
Thanks for the update, Neil.